My beloved child, listen closely to my voice, for this is a sacred moment of transition that heaven itself has recorded. You may not see it fully, but the atmosphere around you is shifting. Invisible cords are being cut. Connections you once thought unbreakable are quietly dissolving. And I, the Lord your God, the Eternal One, am the one doing it. Do not fear, for this is not abandonment but redemption. I am freeing your soul from what has been draining the life I placed within you. You have dwelt too long in a land of depletion, where affection has been twisted by fear, and your kindness has been taken as an endless well. But no one can forever draw from what I have consecrated. The time has come for me to draw divine boundaries to protect what I have planted in you. You once thought that withdrawing was failure, that love meant staying even when your soul was bleeding. But I tell you now, true love does not imprison, it frees. It does not pull you into exhaustion, but lifts you into grace. For so long I have watched you strive to sustain what I never ordained. You have prayed to preserve what I am trying to remove. You thought you were saving someone, but in truth you were losing yourself. My child, I never asked you to be the savior. That role belongs only to me. You are called to obey, not to carry the world upon your shoulders. I know your fear that if you let go, everything will fall apart. But trust this: only when you release will I begin to move. When you fall silent, my power speaks loudest. You do not see all that moves beneath the surface. I see motives hidden behind smiles, gentle words that carry hidden blades. I see hands that touch not to lift but to possess. I see souls drawn to you, not for love, but for the light that shines from you. And I, who search the depths of hearts, will not allow my precious jewel to be trampled by those who do not honor its worth. Therefore, I am initiating a separation. I am pulling you from the crowd to bring you into the quiet, a place where it is only you and me. There no one will distort my voice or interrupt the sacred flow I am releasing over your soul. Do you remember Abraham? He had to leave his father's house, his homeland, to enter the land I promised. He could not take everyone with him, for my promise was reserved for those who dared to depart. So it is with you. I am calling you out, not because what was evil, but because it no longer aligns with the frequency of your new calling. The silence you feel is not my absence. It is the space I have created for you to hear me more clearly. In silence I heal. In emptiness I plant. In what feels like a void, I am weaving destiny with my own hands. Do not cling to what I am removing. Do not try to prove what I am doing. You need not defend yourself. I will be your defense. I will cause others to recognize my hand upon you. I will astonish them when they see you still standing, still shining, even without the people you thought were your anchors. You have prayed for peace, and this is how I give it, not by adding, but by subtracting. Peace does not come when everything feels comfortable, but when everything is rightly placed. And your rightful place is in my hands, not in the hands of others. I am teaching you that letting go is not loss, but return. Letting go is not defeat, but worship. It is the declaration of faith that you trust me enough to release what you love and to wait for what I have promised. Remember Joseph, sold, enslaved, forgotten, yet every seeming loss was leading him toward a throne. So it is with you, my faithful one. This separation is not shrinking, it is expansion. No deprivation but divine exchange. You cannot yet see the full picture, but know this: everything I permit is filtered through my love before it touches you. I am resetting your rhythm. You have lived too long by the rhythm of men, always giving, always rescuing, always striving to prove your worth. But now I draw you back into the rhythm of heaven, where you no longer need to perform, only to be. My presence in you is enough. You do not need to make others understand, for true calling does not require explanation. Those meant to walk with you will hear my voice through you. Those who are not will drift away, and you must not chase them. This is how I refine your circle, until only those who carry the same fire, the same spirit, the same hunger for me remain. You may feel lonely in this season, but do not mistake loneliness for abandonment. You are not forgotten. You are being covered. I am tucking you beneath the shadow of my wings as a mother bird shelters her young. I am hiding you from the arrows of words and the hands that seek to control you. You are not being rejected. You are being protected. You are not being cut off. You are being prepared. And when the appointed time arrives, I will bring you out of hiding, just as I called David from the fields to anoint him king. No one can take what I have destined for you. No one can stop what I am about to do. So rest, my beloved. Trust the process of separation, for it is not the end. It is the beginning of your unveiling. I am not taking from you. I am making room for what is greater. And when the new dawn breaks, you will understand this pruning was never punishment, but preparation for glory. My beloved child, be still and know that I am God. Do not fear when the old begins to fall away. Do not despair when doors close. Do not try to understand everything right now. Allow me to explain through my actions, not merely through words. Let me separate you from the noise, so I may purify your spiritual hearing. For I want you to hear my voice, not the voice of the crowd. And when you step away from the old ground, you will see that this isolation was a gift. It is the refining ground where I melt away impurities, leaving only the pure gold of faith. I am not taking you out of life. I am placing you into divine alignment. You will understand later that sometimes the greatest act of love is not to hold on, but to let go. And sometimes the answer to the prayer, "Lord, give me peace," is the very separation you did not expect. But child, I do not make mistakes. I never misstep. Everything I arrange has its time, and that time is drawing near. I am transitioning you into a new season, a season of purity, of clarity, of restoration. You will not be the same. You will see through the eyes of the Spirit, no longer through the lens of emotion or fear. You will learn to love without losing yourself, to give without draining your soul. You will walk in power and freedom, for I, the one who called you, am with you in every breath. I will open your eyes to what you could not see before. You have only looked at the surface of the separation, and your heart has grown heavy. You thought that when people left you, were moving backward. You thought that when your circle grew smaller, your blessing was fading. But I say to you, not so. I am not shrinking your life. I am refining it. I am not taking to punish. I am pruning to commission. For what I am preparing cannot be built upon mixed foundations. You cannot live both for my purpose and for the approval of others. I cannot pour new wine into old wineskins. I cannot rest my glory upon attachments you refuse to release. Therefore, before I expand your territory, I must first remove the ties that do not come from me. You ask in your heart, why the separation? Why can't they come with me? Why doesn't God just change them so I don't have to walk away? My child, it is because I see the end of the road while you see only the next bend. I see the harvest ahead, the souls I will send you to, the heavenly conversations I will reveal, and the fresh oil I will pour over your head. I also see that if you keep carrying certain relationships, they will slow you down, even pull you off course. Not because they are evil, but because they are not appointed for that depth. Some are only meant to walk with you for a season. When that season ends, if you still try to carry them, you will bear a weight that was never yours to hold. I know how deeply you have loved. I know how long you have waited, hoping they would see what you see. But if they will not yield to me, you cannot drag them into deeper waters by your own strength. You cannot bring someone into the holy place if they will not remove their shoes. Moses had to remove his sandals before the burning bush. Israel had to stand at a distance when I descended on the mountain. There are levels of nearness reserved only for the surrendered. You cannot keep asking me to use those who refuse to be molded. You cannot keep giving what is holy to hearts that choose compromise. Your compassion has gone so far that it has turned into self-harm. And I who love you cannot remain silent when I see that. Understand this deeply. This separation does not mean they lack value. It means you have been set apart. In Scripture, I always separate before I elevate. I called Abraham out from among his relatives. I allowed Joseph to be set apart from his brothers. I left David alone in the fields. I hid Elijah by the brook Kerith and sent ravens to feed him. I kept John the Baptist in the wilderness until his appointed time. Everyone I have ever used greatly had a season of being pulled away from the crowd, not because I rejected them, but because I was shaping them according to a standard the crowd could not bear. If you remain among them, you will begin to dim your light to fit their shadows. You will lower the volume of my voice to avoid offending them. You will live in constant explanation, seeking permission to obey. I do not want you to live that way. You have forgotten that you belong to me, not to them. You have forgotten that I am your portion, not human approval. I have watched your restless nights, your fear that following me fully would make others leave. I have heard your sighs. Lord, if I go all in with you, they will think I've gone too far. But child, I did not create you for mediocrity. I created you to shine. And true light will always expose what is false. When you live authentically by my voice, what is not of me will naturally fall away. Do not chase after them, let them go. The door I close is the door I use to protect. You cannot yet see how many snares you've escaped simply because I shut down a connection that looked harmless. Let me explain the process I am taking you through so that your heart may rest in obedience. There are 3 layers to this journey. First layer, revelation. I begin to show you what you could not see before: the deception hidden behind care, the manipulation disguised as love, the control wrapped in concern. Suddenly you feel weary after every conversation. Suddenly you feel yourself shrinking to make room for others. Suddenly every dialogue turns back to them. That is not instability. That is revelation. I am opening your eyes to recognize they no longer share your spiritual frequency. I am showing you that you cannot step into the new with those who refuse to grow. My beloved child. Second layer, I draw the line. After I open your eyes, I begin to move you out, not through loud arguments, but through silence, through schedules that no longer align, through unexplainable distance, through the discomfort you now feel when trying to confide in those who once felt safe. You think you are changing, but it is I who am raising the standard of your life. I am removing you from the place where my voice has been diluted. I do it gently, quietly, gracefully, so you will not bear the guilt of being the one who walked away. I am the one who sets the boundary. I am the one who stops the flow. I am the one who dries up conversations that no longer feed your spirit. You will not need to argue. I will do it for you. Third layer, I fill. After I pull you out of draining connections, I do not leave you empty. I never lead you into the wilderness without providing cloud and fire. I never send you into solitude without manna. I will replace those who consumed you with those who pour into you. I will replace voices that weaken you with voices that sharpen you. I will exchange relationships that forced you to perform for ones where you can breathe. I will surround you with those who speak my words, not words of envy. They will not pull you down, they will lift you higher. They will not compete for a place. They will recognize their own place in my kingdom. I have prepared a remnant for you, a small but pure company, few in number but mighty in spirit, quiet but full of life. I do not cut without providing better. I do not remove without arranging anew. I do not take without intending to give. When I remove what once comforted you, it is because I am about to entrust you with what will comfort many. You are moving from being cared for to becoming a vessel of care. I am shifting you from being fed to becoming one who feeds others. And to do this, I must wean you from human validation. As long as you depend on people's approval, you will bend my message to keep their affection. You will soften arrows that were meant to pierce hearts. You will dilute the truth to avoid rejection. I cannot allow that. The message I've placed in you must go forth pure, untouched by fear of loneliness. Child, this spiritual isolation you feel is not emptiness, it is sacred space. It is the inner chamber of the temple. It is the place only the high priest may enter. It is where the covenant rests, where the ark of testimony dwells. I am leading you there. I long to speak to you of things I will not say, in the open square visions, blueprints, burdens of intercession, the cries of nations, I will entrust to you. But if the air around you is still filled with human noise, you will not hear me clearly. That is why I give you stillness before I give you a platform. I give you quiet before I give you crowds. I give you ears before I give you influence. You may hear whispers. They've changed. They're distant. They're not the same. Do not let those words wound you. They are unknowingly describing exactly what I am doing. I am changing you. I am making you uncontainable, unpredictable, untouchable by manipulation. I am breaking your need to be understood. Many of my servants stumbled because they tried to explain divine processes to those who were not part of them. I want you to learn early you are called to obey, not to be understood. Some will only understand when they go through their own wilderness. For now, leave them in my hands. Look to Jesus, the one you follow. He once spoke a truth so sharp that many disciples turned away and only 12 remained. He did not chase after them. He did not say, "Stay, I will soften my words." He let them go because he knew those who truly belong will not leave because of a hard saying. You too will experience this. Some will walk away because you choose holiness over compromise. Some will criticize because you hear me more than you hear them. Some will whisper because you no longer sit where you once Saturday. But I tell you, this is the price of consecration, and the price is small compared to the glory I am about to reveal in you. I know your heart is tender. I know you honor loyalty and cherish relationships. I know you fear being seen as abandoning others. Therefore, I will act on your behalf. I will shift circumstances. I will let them become occupied elsewhere. I will drain conversations of flavor. I will create distance naturally. I do this so you will not carry guilt. Simply follow me with a pure heart, without bitterness, without judgment. Let me be the judge. I know how to correct it without breaking a bruised reed. I know how to remove it while preserving dignity. You only need to keep your heart rooted in love, and even as I prune, I also plant. While I pull you away from certain familiar faces, I am turning you toward people you have not yet met, those who breathe the same spirit, carry the same hunger, burn with the same fire. You will not need to strive to be accepted. They will know you by the Spirit. They will say, "This is one whom God has also been speaking to." They will not mock your depth, for they too dwell in it. They will not fear your boldness, for they too walk in flame. They are the 7,000 who have not bowed to Baal, the remnant I have preserved. You thought you were alone, but I have kept others for myself, and I will connect you to them in my timing. So do not view separation as punishment, view it as promotion. I only separate what I intend to use. I only set apart what I intend to anoint. I only reinforce what I intend to carry weight. I only reshape what I intend to elevate. Pruning is not for barren trees. It is for fruitful ones, so they may bear more. You will bear fruit beyond imagination, fruit not for display, but to feed generations you may never meet. But to do this, I must walk you through this season, gently detaching you from every tie, habit, burden, and face that once sat at the center of your heart, so that I alone may sit upon that throne. Be still in my hands. Do not pull away. Do not rush back to what feels familiar, just because the new place feels empty. That emptiness is intentional. It is the space I have carved out to fill. It is the breath between heartbeats where you learn to live without human applause. It is where you discover that true joy does not come from company but from communion. When you learn this, nothing will shake you. When people come, you will rejoice. When they go, you will remain at peace. Winter may come, yet you will still burn. Whether in the wilderness or in the public square, you will still obey. That is the kind of vessel I am shaping, the kind of jar I will pour oil into, the kind of servant I will send where few dare to go. My child, now I will speak to you of what human eyes cannot yet see, of the hidden promotion I am leading you into. You have seen separation as loss, but it is in fact a doorway. You have seen silence as punishment, but it is the secret chamber I have prepared to meet you. You have seen human departure as rejection, but it is the divine vacancy I have created to exalt you in private. I rarely exalt in public what I have not first refined in secret. Glory without depth destroys the soul, but you, beloved, are too precious for premature glory. So I am doing this in heaven's order. Before I place you before people, I bring you before me. My beloved child, remember this. Everything that seems to be moving backward is actually settling deeper to establish a foundation. No architect builds a tower's peak before digging its base. No potter pours costly oil into a jar that has not yet been fired. No king places a signet ring on a heart that has not first been tested. So do not grieve that your circle has grown smaller. I am lightening your load so that you may rise higher. The eagle does not fly in flocks. It flies alone, but it soars. You were not made to glide near the ground. You were made to ride the wind, and the winds I am sending will not be for weak wings. That is why I begin with separation. You will soon notice something sacred. Those who once felt like your anchors will no longer feel like your resting place. Not because they have changed, but because you have. As I lift your spiritual altitude, the things that once excited you will no longer satisfy. Shallow talk will weary you. Fleeting pleasures will grow noisy. Gatherings without my presence will feel hollow. You will begin to crave depth conversations that carry weight, pure prophecies, prayers that burn nights where I touch you unseen by others. You will hunger more for my presence than human company. You will choose to stay with me rather than run to prove yourself. That is the sign that I am elevating you. When I lift from the inside out. I do not need to put your name on a headline. I do not need to give you a chair in the halls of fame. I do not need invitations to crowded places to prove that I am using you. My use of you begins as a spiritual reality, not a social event. I am opening your eyes to the souls I will send you to. I am placing new burdens of intercession within your spirit. I am letting you hear the cries of those who do not yet know me. I am softening your heart so that I may mold it. I am testing your faithfulness in the unseen, whether you will pray when none applaud, humble yourself when none witness, forgive when none acknowledge, and love when misunderstood. This is the proving ground for authority. Do not think I give authority to the loud or the eloquent. I entrust it to the surrendered. Spiritual authority does not come from volume, but from how deeply one bows beneath my hand. The one who allows me to strip away will be the one I clothe. The one who allows me to prune will be the one who bears fruit. The one who walks through wilderness with me will walk into promise with me. You, my child, are in that very phase, the wilderness not meant to destroy but to define. I am revealing to you who you truly are. I have always known. Before your first cry I knew, but you have not yet fully seen who you are in me. You cannot know that while surrounded by human noise. So I pull you aside to let you hear your true name, the one I call you by, not the one the world has labeled you. Do you remember Moses? He had to leave the palace before becoming a deliverer. Many desire to be sent like Moses, but few are willing to be hidden like Moses. He spent 40 years in the desert, while Egypt was drained from his veins, his temper refined, his haste subdued. Then in a single day, one encounter with fire, I called him and sent him forth. You see 1 day of sending, I see 40 years of shaping, and so it is with you. You ask me to open the doors now, but I say, let me finish the hidden part first. For if the hidden part is weak, the visible part will crumble. That is why I let you experience the loss of networks of support, of closeness. I am teaching you to live by me, not by them. I am teaching you to pray before you call, to unload your burdens on me before you share them with others, to ask me before you ask the world. You are learning the foundation of every anointed servant. The Lord is the portion of my soul. When that becomes your reality, you will no longer be shaken by who leaves. You will no longer compete for attention. You will no longer force yourself to seem okay just to stay accepted. You will be free from the prison of people's eyes, and only then can I entrust you with things that people's eyes will see. For the one still enslaved to approval cannot carry a message that confronts it. Understand this, beloved, not everyone is invited to ascend higher. Some stop halfway up the mountain, some turn back at the border, some fall asleep in Gethsemane, and only my son went all the way to the cross. This does not mean the others were unloved, it means their surrender ended there. But you I have called further, and to take you further I must lighten your load. I cannot let you carry their expectations, their judgments, their opinions. I must remove the burdens you took upon yourself, the burden to please, the burden to protect your image, the burden to keep everyone comfortable. You cannot climb with that weight. The higher the mountain, the narrower the path, and the narrower the path, the lighter the pack. This separation is me unloading you. You have wondered, why do I have fewer friends? The closer I walk with God, because closeness to me is closeness to fire. Fire refines, fire separates. Fire burns away what does not belong. That is what I am doing to you. I am burning away your need for applause. I am burning away your dependence on others' moods. I am burning away your fear of being misunderstood. I am burning away the pleasant mask you wear to be called kind, nice, agreeable. I did not call you to be pleasant. I called you to be holy. I did not call you to be popular. I called you to carry glory. I did not call you to keep peace at any cost. I called you to uphold the truth at all cost. And the first truth you must hold is this: I am not separating you because I am done with you. I am separating you because I trust you with more. Hear me deeply. This separation is also how I reclaim your heart. Without noticing, while you were busy loving, rescuing, and healing, you gave parts of your heart away to people. You allowed their emotions to dictate your peace. When they smiled, you were content. When they withdrew, you doubted yourself. But that kind of tie leaves you vulnerable to manipulation. I will not let anyone else pull your strings but me. I want to speak and not have you think, if I obey, they might disapprove. I want to send you and not have you worry. If I go, they might feel hurt. Love should not be held hostage by fear. True love flows freely from me through you to them, not from them back to me through you. The order must be restored, first me, then them. My beloved child, let me tell you something I often do with my servants. I hide them for a season. People forget their names. No one calls, no one invites, no one mentions them. On the surface, it looks like they have been set aside, but in my eyes, it is a filtering season. In that season, they learn to work without needing their name to be known. They learn to serve without applause. They learn to pray unseen. They learn to write, to compose, to worship, to weep, to repent, to wage war in the spirit, just them and me alone. And when that season ends, they emerge carrying a sound. Heaven recognizes immediately a sound the earth cannot imitate. The world may not know them, but when they open their mouths, hearts are moved, because it is no longer their voice but mine through them. This child is what I am doing with you. Soon you will discover something beautifully freeing. When you are no longer bound by the fear of losing people, you will love them more purely. When you no longer stay because you fear being misunderstood, you will stay only when I desire it. When you no longer speak to maintain connection, you will speak to impart life. When you no longer fear losing them, you will refuse to compromise to keep them. That is love set free. That is the love I desire to see in you. I do not want you to love because you are controlled. I want you to love because you are sent. I want you to be one who can say yes and no and still remain in peace. I want you to be one who can walk out of a room though hands try to hold you back simply because I called. One who can close a door though your heart still aches simply because I spoke. Such are the ones I can trust with weighty assignments. So do not grieve when I close. Do not fear when I move. Do not panic when numbers shrink. You are not going down, you are going deep. You are not narrowing, you are being refined. You are not weakening, you are being concentrated. You are not losing your voice. I am tuning it. You are not being cast aside. You are being drawn in. And there will come a moment when I will say, "It is finished. The hidden work is complete." Then you will rise light as a feather, bright as a torch, steady as a rock, gentle as a stream, yet sharp as a sword. People will think you have appeared suddenly, but you and I will know we have walked together in secret for a long time. Now let your heart be still. Do not try to reconnect what I have cut. Do not reopen what I have closed. Do not return to tables where the feast is over. Do not knock again on doors from which I have removed you. Stay within the process. For after this season of separation, I will lead you into a season of construction where you will live out my will with clarity no longer diluted by the noise of others. And you will say, "Lord, now I see this was not rejection. It was a hidden promotion." My beloved, let me speak to you about the season of restoration and repositioning, the time when the pain of separation becomes a gateway to divine purpose. Everything I have done to you, every cutting, every stripping, every silence, has been preparation for this. For I did not only desire to free you, I desired to position you rightly upon the map of my kingdom. You have passed through the season of withdrawal. Now you enter the season of placement. This is not the time to mourn what was, but to open your eyes to what is forming. Imagine the potter when the vessel is shaped, he does not display it immediately. He places it into the fire so that its structure may harden. You have been in that furnace, the hot, hidden, unseen place. And now I bring you out not to rest, but to be used. I have watched you endure the flame without cracking. I have seen you cry and still worship. I have seen you lonely and still believe. Those tears, those nights, have become the glaze upon your soul. Now you no longer react as before. Storms no longer terrify you. Silence no longer makes you doubt. Rejection no longer shakes you. You have learned the most precious truth: I am enough. And it is from that revelation that I can now entrust you with the next portion. You once prayed, "Lord, use me for your glory." I heard you. But before I use, I must cleanse. Before I send, I must shape. Before I open doors, I must prepare the room. Now the room is ready. You have let me remove the old furnishings that once cluttered your heart. So I will pour into you the new, not fame, but vision. I will cause you to see what I see, feel what I feel, love what I love, and weep over what breaks my heart. You will understand that true power does not rest in visible miracles, but in a surrendered heart. When I find one who is fully yielded, I find a vessel through which my glory can flow unhindered, and you are that vessel. Do you remember what I spoke in Isaiah 4:3-19? Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth, do you not perceive it? I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. That is happening within you. I am turning you into a river in a barren land, a living source where people thought nothing could grow. I will use what seemed wasted in your life to bring healing to others. Your pain will testify that I redeem. Your tears will become living water to souls in drought. Do not despise what you have endured, for not one stone of that desert was wasted. Every scar, every sleepless night, every whispered yes through tears, all have been recorded in heaven's memory book. And now, child, the story begins to unfold. The same fire that once isolated you will now illuminate you. The same silence that humbled you will now amplify your voice. The same breaking that emptied you will now allow me to pour through you. You will see how every detour was alignment, every loss was multiplication, every pause was divine pacing. You will no longer question why you were hidden. You will thank me for it. For in the hiding I was shaping the vessel that could carry weight without cracking. When you step into what comes next, walk gently, for you will carry my fragrance. Speak carefully, for your words will heal. Move slowly, for my glory will rest upon you. And always remember, the strength that sustains you will never be yours but mine within you. You will lead not from pride but from presence. You will heal not from might but from mercy. You will speak not from theory but from fire. So rise, my chosen one, step into this new season, the season of holy purpose revealed. What I began in secret, I now unfold in the open. What I whispered in the dark, I will now proclaim through your life. You are the evidence of redemption, the echo of my voice, the reflection of my faithfulness. And when people ask how you endured, you will smile and say, because the Lord was with me, even in the hidden place. For truly this is your time, not of arrival but of awakening, not of fame but of fullness, not of striving but of spirit. Walk in it, beloved. Walk in it, and let the world see through you what heaven has always seen in you. My beloved child, I am shifting you from the place of being healed to the place of healing others. I did not free you merely to escape the prison. I gave you the keys so that you might open the cells of others. You were not called to survive. You were called to witness that grace is stronger than darkness. What once crushed you will become your message. What once made you weep will become the words I place upon your lips to comfort the broken. You will not speak as one who studied pain. You will speak as one who walked through it and lived. Your words will carry the fragrance of redemption power, shaped by suffering and tenderness born from fire. This is the anointing that cannot be manufactured. This is oil that no classroom can produce, oil pressed from your very soul. You will be amazed at how I open doors no one imagined could open. Invitations will find you that you never sought. Encounters will happen that you never arranged. You will step into rooms where your name has never been spoken, yet when you open your mouth, they will know that I am speaking through you. For I do not search for the famous, I search for the faithful. I do not choose the capable, I choose the surrendered. And you have proven your surrender by staying in the fire without fleeing. Therefore I can entrust you with more. Remember, this beloved spiritual promotion is never a reward for performance. It is the fruit of surrender. Do not be surprised if I continue to test you in small ways, not to wound you, but to strengthen you. I will show you whether you can remain humble when praised, stay silent when misunderstood, forgive when wounded, and love when betrayed. For you cannot lead those you secretly despise. You cannot heal wounds you refuse to forgive. And you cannot carry my fire while harboring smoke of bitterness. I am cleansing your heart so that the flame within burns pure, unchoked by resentment, untouched by pride. In this season you will encounter a different kind of peace, not the fragile calm born of comfort, but the peace that stands as a foundation. You will no longer be tossed by emotional waves. You will stand in storms and remain still inside. You will see confusion around you, but not within you. You will hear the clamor of voices, yet your ears will recognize mine alone. And when others ask, how can you be at peace when everything is collapsing? You will answer, because I know who holds it all. That peace itself will preach louder than any sermon. People will not come to you for eloquence but for presence. They will not seek your words, they will seek the God you carry. So prepare your heart for the new. Adjust your posture. Be ready to go but also ready to wait. Be ready to speak but also ready to be silent. For in this season I will teach you the art of walking with me, not ahead, not behind. Each step will be a lesson, each day a revelation. You will learn to hear me in the wind, to see me in others, to feel me in the smallest details. And then you will realize everything that once broke apart was simply the foundation of what I am now building. For I never take away without also preparing. And what I am preparing for you, my faithful one, is greater than anything you could have imagined. My child, now, I speak of the season of sending, the moment when the fire within you will no longer simply warm you, but illuminate and spread. You have walked through the seasons of healing, separation, and silence. Now I place into your hands the assignment I engraved upon your soul before you were born. Nothing that happened was random. Every delay, every ache, every hidden year was training for this hour. For I never send one I have not prepared. And you, my refined vessel, have been forged in the furnace for this very purpose. Remember, I did not choose you because you were perfect. I chose you because you were willing. The perfect in the eyes of the world rarely hear me, for their hearts are full of their own voices. But you, in your broken nights, you whispered, Lord, please still use me. And I heard. That single prayer, whispered through tears, opened the door for me to place my heavenly seal upon your forehead. From that moment, you were no longer who you once were. You were not just forgiven, you were commissioned. I have anointed even your failures and turned them into living testimonies of grace. In this season, I do not send you to seek acceptance. I send you to carry my presence. You will walk into places where people debate about me, and you will not need many words. Simply being there will shift the atmosphere. For wherever you stand, my presence will stand. You will feel it, the light within you, stirring shadows around you. Some will be drawn closer, others will feel unsettled and step back. Do not fear this. Do not strive to hold them or to explain yourself. Light exposes, and exposure provokes reaction. I did not call you to be liked. I called you to move things in the Spirit. You will come to see that your mission is not to make everyone comfortable, it is to awaken them. Your presence will stir hearts out of complacency. I will put weight on your words, not the weight of intellect, but of revelation tested by fire. You will speak sentences that seem simple, yet they will pierce souls. You will lay hands and tears will fall for reasons people cannot name. You will pray, and the very air will shift. Not because you are strong, but because you are empty enough for my power to flow through. You will be a transparent vessel of my glory, and all glory will return to me, not you. I do not give power for attention. I give it for service. The more you receive, the deeper you must bow. The more people applaud, the more you must retreat to the secret place. The more miracles you witness, the more you must whisper to your soul, it is all him, never me. For the greatest danger is not failure, but success unguarded. When I open doors, walk through them with humility. When I grant influence, treat it not as a throne, but as an altar. I will continue to work through you, but only as long as I remain the center within you. And when people ask, who is this one that carries such peace, such light, such authority? They will discover it is not you they see, but me through you. For this is what I have longed for all along, not servants who strive, but vessels who yield. So go, my beloved. Carry the fire that purifies, not destroys. Walk with gentleness and strength. Speak with grace and truth. Love without fear. And never forget, I am with you. I am within you, and I will go before you always. My beloved child, you once thought your calling had to be grand, that it must reach the crowd's echo loudly and carry great applause. But I tell you, true greatness is not measured by scale but by obedience. A mother praying in the quiet night for her wandering child is doing kingdom work just as much as the missionary preaching before nations. A soul faithful in small things will be rewarded as one who fulfills mighty tasks. For in my sight, faithfulness is the measure, not magnitude. Each day, simply ask, Lord, what do you desire of me today? And when you do it with all your heart, heaven will record it as worship. Do not let the world's rush pull you out of my rhythm. The world praises speed. I bless depth. I do not measure by how fast, but by how steady. Let your roots sink deeper before you try to bloom. Let my voice become more familiar than the voices of men. Only when you hear me clearly will you speak rightly, and those few timely words will open gates in the hearts of others. I do not send you alone. I send you with my armies. I send you with my spirit. When you walk, the earth will respond. When you speak, heaven will agree. When you pray, I will move, not because of your merit, but because you walk in my will. Rest knowing you are not the source, you are the river. And when the river runs dry, return to the source, that secret place between you and me. There you will be filled again, and from there you will flow again. I will take you where I have appointed, and it may not be the place you imagined, but it will be the place where your grace is activated. You will meet people I have long prepared for you. They will not know why they trust you, but their hearts will open. They will say, I feel peace around you, and you will smile knowing that peace is not yours but mine through you. You will not need to preach long sermons. Your presence will preach for you, and my spirit will complete the work. Yet I will also lead you into hard places, places where light seems unable to pierce. And there your light will blaze brightest. You will find yourself in conversations you did not expect, in rooms you did not plan, with opportunities that seem random, but nothing is coincidence. Every step of yours I have ordered. When I said in Psalm 37:2-3, the steps of the righteous are established by the Lord, I was speaking about you in this very season. Remember, when I send you, I do not just give you a mission, I give you authority. That authority is not for control, but for release. When you say forgive, chains will break. When you say rise, weary hearts will strengthen. When you pray for the sick, sickness will withdraw. When you sing, the atmosphere will shift. But never forget that power is not to prove yourself, it is to serve. It is not to make you appear strong, but to make me known. And when I am exalted, something miraculous will happen. People will be drawn to the light within you, not because of you, but because of me in you. You are more ready than you realize. You are stronger than you know. You have been trained in silence, and now your voice carries the weight of heaven. I am giving you the key of influence, not to unlock the door of fame, but the doors of hearts. I will send you person by person, place by place, soul by soul, until my heart is satisfied. Do not fear small beginnings. Do not despise humble starts. Every great work of mine begins in stillness. Just remain faithful each day, and let me do the rest. For when I say, go, I go with you. When I say speak, I speak through you. When I say touch, I touch with your hands. And soon people will not say, that person is great, but how great is the Lord, and that beloved is the true purpose of your calling. My child, now I speak to you about expansion and entrusted authority, for the season you are entering is not only one of being sent, but one of being established. I have not led you through years of refining just to keep you standing where you began. I did not teach you obedience in the wilderness so you could remain hidden forever. No, my child, I have trained you to stand among the crowd without losing yourself, to work amid the storm, without losing peace, to carry light, without being blinded by its reflection. I once spoke to you about separation. Now I speak about commission. But understand this, I am not sending you to do something small. I am sending you to expand the borders of light, to bring heaven's culture into territories long claimed by darkness. I will make you a spiritual builder. one who not only speaks of the kingdom, but creates space for it to manifest. You will see that true influence is not measured by how much you accomplish, but by how much of my presence rests within what you do. I am entrusting you with new authority, and this authority does not come through applause, but through surrender. You surrendered, so I entrust. You broke, so I poured. You lost, so I give. I grant you the power to shift atmospheres, to bring order to chaos, to call forth life from barren ground. When you enter a room, weary souls will breathe again. Dry places will begin to sprout. Hardened hearts will soften, and you won't even need to speak, for my presence in you will be stronger than 1,000 words. But as I expand you, stay alert. The brighter the light, the more the darkness tries to strike. You must learn to keep your heart pure amid praise, your ears sharp amid noise, and your feet steady amid success. The enemy does not fear those who begin with fire. He fears those who sustain it even after glory comes. He does not fear those who pray in loneliness, but those who still kneel when they are honored. So guard your heart. Do not let pride seep in like leaven that spoils the bread. Let humility be your fragrance, that all you do carries the aroma of heaven, not of flesh. I will teach you what authority truly is. It is not for domination, but for lifting others up. It is not for striking, but for washing feet. You will lead as Christ leads, not from above, but from below. And when I place you high, remember, height is not given to look down, but to see farther for my people. Hold your position with humility, and I will make you a trusted vessel in the heavens. For authority in my kingdom flows not from status, but from trustworthiness. You have been faithful in little. Now I will place you over much. I will open doors no one can shut, but be wise, for not every open door is from me. Some doors shine only to distract you from your true path. Ask me before you enter. My Spirit's peace will confirm the doors that are mine. If your soul stirs uneasily, even when all looks perfect, pause. For not everything that glitters is grace. Some things are traps wrapped in praise. Walk wisely, my beloved. Lead gently. Stay low, stay true, stay near. And as you do, the world will see not the rise of your name, but the reign of my kingdom through your life. My beloved child, I am placing you in new territories, realms you never imagined I would use you in. You will be called among the powerful, yet also sent among the weak. You will speak before kings, and you will kneel beside the forgotten, for I am the God of both the mighty and the meek. Do not label where I send you as great or small. Every place I send you is holy ground if I am there. Do not choose what is convenient. Choose where my presence abides. For my presence is the reward, not the audience. When I expand your territory, do not fear the unfamiliar. I will show you new things, new strategies, new languages, new methods. But you must keep the same spirit of surrender. I will change forms, but not foundations. I will shift structures, but not the heart. Keep me as your core. Everything else may adapt as long as the first flame remains burning. For when that fire dies, no matter how impressive the work looks, it becomes nothing but cold ashes. You must also be prepared for the testing of influence. As your name is heard, praise will come, and so will criticism. Some will honor you, others will question you. But I say to you, let neither inflate nor diminish you. Let both pass through your heart without leaving residue. Let every compliment turn into gratitude, and every criticism become an invitation to humility. Like gold in the fire, your purity will not be proven by how you are treated, but by how you respond. As I expand you, your spiritual responsibility will increase. You will no longer be able to speak or act without impact. A careless word may wound a tender heart. An unguarded gesture may cause a weaker soul to stumble. Therefore, I call you to speak only after hearing me, act only after sensing me, and stay silent when I am silent. This is how those with true authority walk in total dependence on me. In this new season, things will accelerate. What took years will unfold in days. What you prayed for long ago will suddenly open before you. But do not let speed confuse you. Let my pace become yours. When I move, move. When I pause, pause. When I speak, speak. When I am silent, stay still. I do not need you to be fast, I need you to be accurate. In the work of the Spirit, being out of time is being out of alignment. There will be moments when I stop you midway, not because I changed my mind, but because I am shifting the wind. When I pause, remain still. When I redirect, be ready. Do not fear the silence between seasons, for in that quiet I am rearranging the battlefield. I never pause without purpose. Trust me, even when you cannot trace me. For I am the Lord who works even in stillness. What is coming will be greater than what you prayed for, but above all, keep your heart small. Do not let authority distance you from me. Do not let applause deafen your spirit. Do not let success replace intimacy. Always return to the secret place, for that is the source of everything. Let your pillow still be wet with tears of prayer. Let your whispered gratitude still rise in the night. Let your heart still tremble at my glory. For when you stop trembling before me, you will start fearing men. I am giving you authority, but I am also giving you character to sustain it. It is not power that preserves you, it is the heart. Power may draw admiration, but only the heart draws my delight. Never let your anointing outgrow your heart. If your gift grows larger than your character, the gift will crush you. But if your heart remains larger than your gift, you will carry heaven in your hands and still bow low in humility. I see deep within your soul that you are ready. You no longer fear loss, obscurity, or solitude. You fear only one thing: losing me. And because of that, I trust you. I will entrust to you what I give to few words that carry weight, dreams that shape destinies, and visions that transcend time. You will speak, and hearts will shift. You will pray, and heaven will open. You will worship, and the very atmosphere will transform, not because of who you are, but because I am within you. My beloved, now I lead you into the season of fire, the season many fear, yet the most precious to those I have chosen, for nothing in my kingdom is established without refinement. Every promise, every calling, every authority, every glory must pass through the furnace of faith. No fire I send is meant to destroy you. Every flame is meant to purify. You have been sent and anointed. Now you will be tested, not so I may know who you are, but so that you may know who you are in me. I know your heart trembles when you hear the word fire. You have known pain, walked through shadow, endured loneliness, and whispered, Lord, haven't I suffered enough? But I say to you, what you endured before was preparation. What you will endure now is refinement. Preparation taught you to trust me. Refinement will make you like me. In preparation, I worked around you. In refinement, I worked within you. And only when I work with you can I truly work through you. Remember, gold is not afraid of fire. Only the impurities fear the flame. When the fire comes, it does not harm the gold, it reveals it. Likewise, when the fire comes into your life, I am not destroying you, I am revealing you. You prayed, Lord, use me more, and I heard you. But to be used more, you must be purified deeper. New glory cannot rest in old vessels. Heavier oil cannot dwell in a cracked jar. So I send fire not to break, but to mend. Fire seals the fractures you cannot see. Fire welds your heart with the eternal metal of my spirit. Look at Israel in the wilderness. They were freed from Egypt, yet Egypt still lived within them. So I led them through the desert not to punish, but to purify. In the wilderness they learned to eat from my hand, not from human supply. In the wilderness they learned to follow my voice, instead of the echoes of slavery. In the wilderness, they learned to see me in the cloud, in the fire, even in their lack. My child, you are walking a similar journey. not because you have strayed, but because I am leading you into your true promised land, the land of spiritual maturity. So when the heat rises, do not shrink back. When the world questions your process, stay in the flame. When your own heart cries out, "Why again, Lord?" listen to my whisper, because I am finishing what I began. And when you emerge, the world will see gold, but you will know it is grace. For everything the fire consumes, I replace it with glory. Everything the flame removes, I fill with myself. This is the hour, beloved. The furnace will glow, but so will you. The fire will burn, but you will shine. The testing will come, but so will the crown. For I, the Lord your God, am in the fire with you, and I will bring you out as pure gold. My beloved child, I know that in the fire you feel everything shaking. What used to be stable now trembles. People you trusted may change. Words you once spoke with authority no longer seem to be heard. Doors that used to swing wide now seem to close. But do not be afraid. This is not failure. This is the crossing point between the old and the new. I am separating what was only religious appearance, so that what is truly of me may remain. You are walking through a sifting, not a sifting sent by the enemy, but one I myself have allowed. Just as Joseph was tested in prison, just as David was tested before he sat on the throne, just as Peter was sifted so that his faith would not fail, so you too will be tested, so that your faith will be more precious than gold refined in the fire. In this season, I am not asking you to understand everything. I am asking you to trust. Because fire is not meant to be analyzed, it is meant to be endured. When I lead you into the fire, I go into it with you. I do not stay outside and watch. I am there in the flames. Remember the 3 friends of Daniel. They were thrown into the furnace, yet were not burned, because there was a 4th man in the fire with them. That one was me. The very fire the enemy intended to use to destroy you will become the fire that proves I am with you. Not even the smell of smoke will cling to your clothes. You will learn something few understand: peace in the fire. There will be moments when you pray for me to put the fire out, and I will not. Not because I have not heard, but because I am teaching you to live inside the fire and still be at rest. True maturity is not when the fire stops, but when you know I am there even while it still burns. You will see that the fire is not consuming your soul, it is consuming your fear, your doubt, your need to control. It is burning away the old ideas you built about me, so that you can see me not as you imagined, but as I am. While you are in the fire, I will show you what was hidden deep inside, things only fire can reveal. I will show you the subtle pride that wanted to be noticed while serving me. I will show you the fear disguised as faithfulness, the part of you that feared losing position more than losing me. I will show you the small corners of your heart you never opened to me. Do not be ashamed when I point them out. Do not run when the light comes in. Let me touch the deepest wounds, because only the places I touch are the places that can be healed. My child, refinement is the language of the chosen. Those who are merely called may walk through comfort. Those who are chosen must walk through fire, because only those who have been broken can hold the broken. Only those who have lost can truly share. Only those who have fallen can truly lift others up. Fire does not make you harsh, it makes you compassionate. It removes judgment and replaces it with understanding. It melts cold reasoning and gives you the heart of Christ, and that is what makes you someone I can trust. When I refine you, be careful not to interpret the fire through human eyes. Do not say God is punishing me. Do not say God is angry at me. I am shaping you like a smith shapes steel. Every strike, every spark is to form you into the design of heaven. I do not want you to be an ordinary tool. I want you to be a shining sword in my hand. And swords are not forged by applause, but by impact, pressure, and flame. There will be days when you are too tired to pray. I know. There will be mornings when you do not want to rise. I know. There will be nights when you sit in stillness, and your tears fall without sound. I see. But I say to you, do not quit. Even if all you can do is breathe, breathe in me. Even if you have no words left, let your tears speak. Because tears in the fire are the language of those being made holy. I read them, I interpret them. I never let a single drop of your pain go to waste. Look at Joseph, sold, falsely accused. Forgotten every stage was fire, but in the fire I was writing his destiny. No prison, no palace, no betrayal, no mercy, no tears, no wisdom to rule with gentleness. So it is with you. Everything you endure is forming in you a kind of strength that only fire can produce. Not human strength, but the strength of a faith that has survived the night. And one day when the fire subsides, you will look back and say, every bit of it was worth it. You will no longer fear the fire, because you will know fire does not destroy, fire reveals. You will see yourself standing firmer, deeper, steadier. And when you see others entering their own fire, you will not rush to put it out. You will take their hand and say, do not fear. I have walked through this and God was there. Then your testimony will not just be from your mouth, but from the radiant scars of faithfulness. I did not bring you into the fire to burn you, I brought you to forge a king. And when I say you are mine, I mean you carry the lineage of those who passed through the flames and came out in light. So rest in the forge. I am holding the hammer, I am tending the flame, I am shaping the vessel, and I do not strike amiss. My beloved, while the fire still burns, I want to teach you the art of living inside it without being consumed, of standing in trial without breaking, of seeing light while surrounded by shadow. Because fire does not only come to test faithfulness, it comes to reveal glory. Wherever there is fire, there is transformation. And right now, yes, right in this heavy moment when your soul feels weighed down, when all that was familiar seems to collapse, when your prayers seem to echo in silence, that is when I am doing my deepest work for you. You asked me to make you stronger, and I answered with fire. Because only fire hardens steel. Only fire makes gold shine. Only fire burns away what is temporary, so that what is eternal can remain. I did not bring you into fire to destroy you. I brought you to change your nature. You will not be the same after this season. You will not live by emotion, but by revelation. You will not lean on circumstance, but on my presence. You asked in your heart, Lord, what am I losing, and what will remain? You will lose everything unnecessary to your destiny, and you will keep everything of me in you. That is the law of fire. It removes the excess and preserves the eternal. You will find you no longer care for things that once kept you restless. You will begin to love quiet. You will prize simplicity. You will speak less, prove less, fear less, and feel less need to be understood. Not because you're hardened, but because you're rooted in me. Peace is not when the storm stops. It is when you learn to be still in it. In Matthew 8:26, when my son slept in the boat while the storm raged, the disciples panicked, but he rested. They thought peace meant a calm sea. He knew peace meant the Father in the storm. So do not only pray, Lord, stop the fire. Pray, Lord, make my heart steady in the fire. For one day you will be the one helping others find that same peace in their flames. My child, true faith is not believing when you see it, is believing when there is nothing left to hold on to. When every sign says I am silent, when there is no miracle, no feeling, no confirmation, that is when real faith is born. Faith does not sprout in glory, it is conceived in darkness. It is formed when you still say, I trust you, with tears on your face, when you still worship without an answer, when you remain faithful on the days no one notices, when you obey with no applause. That is the faith heaven honors, my beloved child. And I want you to know this faith is not in vain. It is building within you a foundation that cannot be shaken. You will no longer sway with rumors, crumble under delay, or fall apart when rejected. You will become one who no longer lives by emotion but by covenant. When you live by covenant, Nothing can steal your peace. Though the world shifts, I remain unchanging. Though people leave, I remain near. Though earthly doors close, heaven's gates stay open. There will be moments when you long to escape the fire, I understand. But do not step out of the furnace before I finish my work. If you leave too soon, the rough edges will remain unrefined. I do not want you to be a fragile ornament, but a battle-tested instrument for spiritual warfare. So let me work until you bear my likeness, tender toward the weak yet firm before the enemy, silent when needed and bold when sent. You will discover that the deeper the fire, the closer I am. You will think I am silent, but I am whispering. You will think I am far, but I am right beside you, like a craftsman by his forge eyes fixed on the flame. The craftsman never leaves gold in the fire, unattended, for only he knows when it is pure. Likewise, I know the exact moment you are ready. You need not beg me to quench the flame. Just stay still and believe I am watching. In the fire, I am giving you new hearing. When the noise is burned away, you will hear me clearly. When your dependencies fall off, you will sense my slightest nudge. You will learn to notice me in the smallest things, the rustle of leaves, a drop of rain, a shaft of light through branches. I will teach you to find me in the details, for those who see me in the details will never doubt me in the storm. I am changing how you see suffering. You will understand that suffering is not the sign of my absence, but the birthplace of grace, Paul wrote. When I am weak, then I am strong, 2 Corinthians 1:2-1:0. You will realize that pain does not kill calling, it purifies it. It teaches you to weep with those who weep, to comfort the fallen, to love without expecting return. You will become like Christ, the one wounded, so that others might be healed. In this season, you will see me removing some of the things you used to lean on, not to make you fall, but to teach you to stand on me alone. When I take away a person, you will find I am your friend. When I close a door, you will find I am the door. When I am silent, you will find I am the word. When I take away support, you will find I am the foundation. Then you will no longer fear loss, because you will have gained everything in me. My child, there is a truth only those who have walked through the fire can grasp. True peace cannot be taken, only forgotten. And in the fire, I am teaching you to remember it. Peace is not a feeling, it is my presence. It does not come when you control everything, but when you know that I control everything. Once you believe this, the fire loses its power to frighten. Fear melts, and faith rises. When the flames die down and the ashes settle, you will look into the waters of life and barely recognize yourself. The beauty you carry will not come from decoration, but from reflection, the radiance of my glory upon your face. As Moses' face shone when he descended from the mountain, so will you bear my mark. It will not be your glory but mine. People will ask, "What changed?" And you will smile and answer, "The fire of God passed through me, and it did not burn, it transformed." Be patient. Do not fear the flame. Do not rush for escape. Do not waste time explaining your process. Let my work finish its course. For only after the fire can you stand in the world without being stained by it. Only after the fire can you carry the torch without burning your hands. Only after the fire can you bear glory without seeking fame. Then I will call your name in the courts of heaven and say, "Tested like gold, steadfast in the flame, ready for the glory to come." Beloved, now that the fire has passed and the dust has settled, I declare rise. No longer a wanderer of the dark, no longer a soul lost in trial, but a vessel filled with light, refined by fire. Everything you endured was not for an ending, but for a beginning, the rebirth of your spirit, the season when what was broken will bloom, what was lost will bear fruit, and what was silent will sing again. I see a new light in your eyes, no longer the flicker of a new believer, but the deep glow of one who has walked through fire and knows who I am. Once you knew me through others' stories, through sermons and signs. But now you know me through tears and peace, through moments when you thought all was gone, yet I remained. You know me as Job knew me. My ears had heard of you, but now my eyes have seen you. Job 4:2-5. And that my child is the beginning of all true power, the power of one who has seen me and lived. My beloved child, power is not born in miracles, it is born in obedience. And you have obeyed when there was no reason left but love. You have been faithful when no one was watching. You have kept the fire alive when the world declared it was gone. Therefore I now declare, my child, it is time I lift you up, not to exalt you, but to exalt my name through you. You have walked through the night, and now I can entrust you with the lamp. That lamp is not for decoration, it is to light the way for those still lost in the dark. You will not need to shout, to prove, or to defend anything. The light within you will speak for itself. People will look at your life and whisper, there is something different. A peace words cannot describe a joy untouched by circumstance, a faith unshaken by storms. That will be the greatest testimony. Light cannot be hidden. My child, I am restoring the joy the enemy once stole. I am returning the song pain once silenced. I am causing your voice to rise again like a spring in the desert. Every laugh from your lips will now be a prophecy, because it was birthed not from ease but from victory. Every tear will become a seed, and I will make them grow into a harvest of gladness. The scars on your soul, I will not erase them. I will leave them as monuments of faithfulness. As my son still bore the marks of the nails after resurrection, so the wounds you carry have been transfigured into glory. Each scar will become a place from which healing flows. When you embrace the broken, I will pour power through you. When you pray for others, the very pain you once endured will turn into oil of healing. I am also awakening dreams you thought had died. Some visions I planted in you long ago were put to sleep, not denied, only delayed. Now I breathe new life into them. You will feel old passions stir again, but they will move with a new rhythm, not the impatience of flesh, but the steady confidence of the Spirit. You will walk without striving, speak without forcing, act without over-planning, because now you no longer work for me, you work with me. This season, everything you touch will carry life. Where you pray, the atmosphere will shift. Where you walk, hearts will soften. Where you speak, truth will echo. You will not need to chase effectiveness, because effectiveness will follow you. For I have stamped you with the seal of divine alignment, and divine alignment does not require noise, only presence. You will see the strange wonder of peace. When you remain still, chaos around you will begin to quiet. When you are silent, my voice will sound within others. When you walk gently, the ground itself will heal. Yet, my child, remember the fire. Let its memory keep you humble. Never forget that the glory you now carry was not born from triumph, but from the times you refused to quit. You are lifted not because you were strong, but because you stayed on your knees. That is what makes you a bearer of the true crown, the crown of surrender. And now I place on your head a new crown, not of gold, but of light. A light that never fades, never rusts, never belongs to this world. It is my glory, reflected through you. When you move, darkness will retreat, not because you threaten it, but because you carry presence. When you speak, the enemy will fall silent, not because you shout louder, but because there is authority in your voice. That authority was forged in the nights you chose worship over complaint, faith over fear, love over withdrawal. I am setting you in a new place. Where you were overlooked, you will now be invited. Where you were diminished, I will raise you. Where doors were closed, I will open them. But remember, I open doors not for your honor, but for your purpose. When you stand in your rightful place, you will see there is no need to compete, to prove, or to seek validation. Everything meant for you will arrive in its time. For you no longer chase success, you pursue my will. You will also meet those I have prepared for you, companions of the same spirit. They will not pull you down, but lift you higher. They will not envy but rejoice when you are blessed. They will not wound you with words but cover you with prayer. This is your spiritual family, those who will carry the weight with you, weep with you, fight with you, and worship beside you. I have preserved them until this very hour to walk with you into this new season. For no one is called alone, and no one can carry the kingdom alone. When you look back, you will see the fire did not kill you, it birthed you. You will smile through tears and say, "Thank you for the storm. Without it, I would never have known you so deeply." You will give thanks not only for blessings, but for the journey itself. You will stop asking why and start saying thank you. You will realize that everything that broke was only so I could rebuild it with my own hands. From now on, you will live differently. You will walk with the stillness of one who has nothing to prove. You will speak with the weight of one who has heard my voice. You will love without demanding a return. You will forgive without waiting for an apology. You will give without fear of lack. You will dwell in the world while your heart rests in heaven. Now sow again. Sow joy, for you have wept long enough. Sow words of life, for your tongue has been purified. Sow hope, for you know its price. Sow love, for you have been taught to love through the fire. Every seed you sow now carries heaven's DNA. It will not produce temporary outcomes but eternal fruit. This season will resemble none before it. You will see grace flow endlessly, clarity in what was once confusion, peace, replacing worry, abundance where there was lack. Not because you did everything right, but because you remained with me. My beloved, now I declare the season of sending has come. Every refinement, every hidden year, every tear and whispered prayer has led to this moment. No longer the time of concealment, but of unveiling. No longer silence, but a holy sound rising. You have been prepared to become a torch for a generation, a voice not born of earth, but sent from my throne. You have asked many nights, Lord, when, and now I speak. Now is the time, not tomorrow, not when life feels perfect, but now, in your remaining limits, in your unfinished edges, in a world trembling in confusion, your light must rise. For you are not sent when you are flawless. You are sent when you finally know that I alone am your strength. Like Moses before the burning bush, you stand at your moment of destiny. The bush represents the ordinary, but when I dwell within it, the ordinary becomes holy. So too am I sanctifying the ordinary in your life for an extraordinary purpose. You need not change your place, only your perspective. Where you work, you will be a watchman. Where you live, you will be a light. Wherever you go, you will carry the air of heaven. Do not wait for others to validate your calling. Do not fear being misunderstood. I did not send you to be agreed with. I sent you to awaken. Even my son was rejected while carrying truth, yet I was with him, and I am with you. When you speak, your lips will move, but my spirit will breathe through them. Every word from my heart will pierce through unbelief like fire-tipped arrows. They will not return void, but will accomplish all I intend. You are not sent to start a religion, but to revive a generation. Many live, but their souls sleep. They do not need another sermon, they need a living breath. And you, my child, are the bearer of that breath. For I have breathed life into you, and now that same breath will move through your words, your eyes, your presence. When you arrive, I arrive. When you pray, I speak. When you are silent, I still move. My beloved child. But do not mistake sending for performing. I do not send you to impress, I send you to plant. Some seeds will sprout quickly, others will rest hidden in the soil for years. But I promise not one seed will fall in vain. Your task is not to make them grow. Your task is to sow faithfully. I will take care of the rest. Be like the farmer who does not count days or measure results, but simply trusts that the harvest will surely come. You must also learn the art of silent obedience. There will be moments when I send you, without explanation. Times when I ask you to do something so small that you question, Lord, does this even matter? But remember, in my kingdom, the small carries eternal weight. A word of comfort spoken at the right moment can change a destiny. A quiet prayer can shake the heavens. A single act of forgiveness can break generations of hatred. My child, do not measure by size, measure by impact. I am sending you into places religion cannot reach, among those wounded by doctrines without love. You will not need eloquence. Your heart will preach. They will see me in the way you forgive, in the way you love, in the way you refuse to answer offense with bitterness. The world can argue theology, but it cannot deny a life that carries my presence. As you go, you will witness doors opening in unexpected ways. Those who once rejected you will seek you again. Places that shut you out will now receive you. Words once ignored will carry weight. Do not be surprised, for this is Kairos, heaven's timing aligning with your journey. When Kairos comes, things unfold not by your effort but by my design. Walk in step with me, and you will feel the divine current carrying you forward. Yet do not assume the season of sending will be easy. When you bring light, darkness reacts. But fear not, darkness has no substance. It exists only where light is absent. You do not need to fight darkness. You only need to shine. When you stand where I place you, when you do what I command, the light itself will push back the shadows, and I will be the invisible shield around you. The enemy will try to weary you, distract you, or make you doubt, but I have given you a strength that does not come from flesh, the strength of quietness. While the world shouts, you will stand still, and in your stillness my power will move. I will also give you words of authority. You will not speak much, but when you do, your words will carry heaven's resonance. When you pray, heaven will incline its ear. When you declare, the spiritual realm will shift. When you say, peace, be still, I will calm the storm, for I have placed in you the key of restoration to bring order where there is chaos, clarity where there is confusion, and healing where there is ruin. But to keep that power, you must guard your heart. Do not let praise blind you. Do not let success distance you from me. Remember, your source is not your ministry, not people, but me. When the work flourishes, return to the secret place. When men honor you, bow lower. When miracles happen, worship deeper. For what is blessed can become a barrier if it replaces the blesser. Remember, the season of sending is not a reward, it is a responsibility. You are given authority not to glorify yourself, but to carry my glory among men. Every time you rise to speak, you represent not your own name but mine. Therefore, I want you to move with holy reverence in every breath. When you speak, speak as one uttering the words of God. When you act, act as one serving with the strength I supply. When you love, love as one forgiven. When you forgive, forgive as one redeemed. This world is thirsty for truth, for love, for peace. And you I send not to add another sound, but to bring living water. Take it to the barren lands, to souls weary and cracked. You need not say, believe me, only say, behold him. And when they see the light in your eyes, they will recognize me even without words. I am raising a generation like you, ones who seek not fame, not power, not applause, but covenant, and you, refined one, are the first of that generation. You will not walk alone. Others will hear the same call, breathe the same breath, and beat with the same heart. When you meet them, your spirit will know no introductions needed. Light recognizes light. Prepare yourself, for I am about to expand your reach beyond what your eyes can see. Not so that you become known, but so that I may be known. Not so that you take territory, but so that I reclaim the places long lost to darkness. When I say go, do not hesitate. For the very moment you step, heaven's armies step with you. This is the season of movement, of breath, of overflow. You have been shaped, tested, refined, and now you are being sent to bear witness of me. Carry your light into the world not with noise, but with the steady peace of one who has been with God. Let the world see that there is a living God dwelling within you. And I say once more, my child, it is time to go. My beloved child, do not think that darkness only exists in places of obvious sin. Sometimes it hides inside places that look holy. The enemy is not afraid of activity. It is afraid of presence. It is not afraid of people who stay busy for me. It is afraid of those who stay with me. Therefore, as you go, guard your heart, even more than you guard your ministry. Do not let zeal make you lose stillness. Do not let the applause of people make you forget my whisper. My child, holiness is not isolation. It is a total connection with me. Many people avoid what is unclean and yet are still not holy because they lack fellowship with me. Holiness is not never making mistakes, it is letting me take all of you. When I am in you, I turn even your imperfections into instruments of glory. That is why I do not demand perfection, I demand honesty. You may carry wounds as long as you do not hide them from my light. Always return to the secret place, for that is the broadcast tower of heaven. Each day before you speak to people, speak to me. Before you listen to the world, listen to me. Before you act, wait for my confirmation. I will speak in many ways through my word, through a deep inward knowing, through dreams, through peace, and sometimes through silence itself. When I am silent, it is not because I have left you. It is because I am teaching you to recognize me without signals. Do not fear the loneliness that belongs to the ones who are sent. You will see that not everyone will understand you. Some will think you are too intense, some will say you are a dreamer, some will turn away because they cannot keep pace with what I am doing to you. But do not let that make your heart hard. Loneliness is not a sign you are going the wrong way. It is evidence that you are set apart. You were not called to blend in, but to lead. My child, I will teach you to discern my voice among many voices. My voice always brings peace, even when it calls you to change. The enemy's voice is rushed, pushy, makes you feel lacking, afraid, or like you have to prove yourself. But my voice is gentle like breath, yet carries weight. It does not make you panic, it brings you home. When you hear a voice in your heart, ask, does this voice draw me closer to the Lord, or does it make me handle things on my own? That answer will expose the source. In this season, I will place you in places where light and darkness collide. You will see things you have never seen, hear words you have never heard, and face souls bound by deception. Do not fear. You are not being sent to argue, but to carry presence. When I am with you, you do not need to fight with reasoning. You only need to stand firm in peace. For my peace is a weapon. It makes demons tremble because they cannot comprehend a soul that is not afraid. I will teach you the power of authoritative silence. There will be times when you do not need to react, do not need to justify yourself, do not need to prove anything. Your silence is not weakness. It is a declaration that I am fighting for you. Just as Israel stood before the Red Sea, you do not have to argue with the enemy. You only have to stand still and see the salvation of the Lord I will accomplish today. My child, I am the one who parted the waters then, and I still part the waters now. In the places I send you, I will show you the secrets of my presence. You will not have to work as much as before because I will carry the heavy part. There will be moments when you pray softly and the atmosphere will shake. There will be moments when you sing and sorrow will vanish. There will be moments when you simply lay your hand and sickness will retreat. Not because you are powerful, but because you are moving at heaven's frequency. Be careful with things that are almost true. In this time, the enemy also performs signs and wonders and speaks in my name. But the true sign of my work is not a miracle, it is love. If something makes you proud, makes you despise others, makes you exalt yourself because of the anointing, it is not from me. But when something makes you love more, forgive more, bow lower, that is me. Because true power always walks with humility and compassion. Remember this: when I send you, I do not send you to be successful, but to be faithful. Sometimes faithfulness will look like failure. Sometimes you will sow and not see the harvest. Do not be discouraged, for I am harvesting in places you cannot see. I do not measure your work by results. I measure it by motive. When your motive is love, everything you do carries eternal weight. My beloved, I also warn you about rest. The enemy will want to keep you busy under the label of serving God, but busyness is not proof of fruit. Sometimes silence is the highest spiritual work. When you sit still in my presence, you are sowing peace into your own soul. When you learn to stop, I will act for you. Do not try to open doors I have not opened. Do not run when I say stand. The real strength of the sent ones is not in their speed, but in their accuracy. And my child, always remember, one who is sent must live with the spirit of being sent, not being kept. You do not belong to any place, you belong to me. Today I may place you here, tomorrow somewhere else. You are not allowed to love a position more than the one who sent you there. When I say go, go. When I say stay, stay. When I say be silent, do not speak. When I say speak, do not hesitate. Everything depends on my timing, not on your convenience. You will see that in every step my grace will go ahead of you. It will open the way, soften hearts, and prepare the atmosphere. You will only need to step at the right time, and you will see everything slide into place like pieces arranged since creation. Then you will understand you are not creating opportunities, you are walking into prepared ones. Holiness is not a wall, it is a clear stream. Keep your heart soft like freshly plowed soil, so I can sow new words into it each day. Do not let bitterness dry that soil. Do not let wounds block my waters. Forgiveness is not pretending it didn't hurt. Forgiveness is giving me the right to judge. When you do that, the river of my spirit will flow freely again. And when you keep your heart pure, I will open your ears to hear things never spoken. I will reveal to you plans, dreams, and prophetic words for a generation. I will put release words on your lips. Every sentence you speak will be like a key that unlocks chains. Every step you take will plant light into dark ground. Every look from you will carry my breath. You will no longer be one who only talks about me, you will bring me. And when that happens, the world will no longer ask, "Where is God?" because they will see him in your eyes. My beloved child, the season of expansion has come, a season in which I will open before you fields that have never been harvested, lands people called barren, but in my eyes, they have been waiting for you. Everything you learned in the wilderness, every lesson in the fire, every time I taught you to stand in the storm, it was all to prepare you for this moment. For this is not just the season when you see blessing, it is the season when blessing sees you. When I expand, I do not open just once. I open in layers, in dimensions, in levels. Expansion does not only mean more, it means deeper, brighter, farther. You will not only see me move around you, but see me move through you. What once frightened you will become the platform for miracles. Places you once avoided will become lands of life. For I do not bring you to observe, I bring you to establish the rule of light. But before you walk in expansion, you must know every large field comes with a strong wind. Every level of influence carries a matching level of testing. When I open doors, the enemy also reacts. But do not fear the door I open, no one can shut, and the wind I permit is only to make your roots strong. Do not fear the sound of the wind. Learn to hear me in the wind. Just like Elijah on Mount Horeb, I was not in the earthquake, not in the fire, but in the gentle whisper. When you learn to hear me in chaos, no storm will be able to make you fall. You will see new territories, both spiritual and natural, open before you. You will be invited to places you never thought you would go. Speak to people you once felt unworthy to address. Touch souls others ignored. Do not be alarmed. I have gone before you. Every meeting, every opportunity, every invitation has been orchestrated in Kairos, my sacred timing. You do not need to earn a place. You only need to step into the place I have prepared. My beloved child, when I expand your influence, remember, what I desire to spread is not your name, but mine. Let every success, every miracle, every opportunity become an altar where glory returns to me. I will do things that will leave you in awe, but be careful, do not keep them as your own. Offer them back to me, for the more you give, the more you will receive. When you learn not to possess the blessing, you become a vessel that never runs dry. I will lead you into realms of influence, not to make you political, but to bring the principles of my kingdom into every sphere of life. You will meet people in art, education, media, business, medicine, and even in government, all searching for true light. They do not yet know they seek me, but I know, and I will make you a translator of heaven in their world. You will speak their language, yet every word will carry my spirit. You do not need to change your voice to be heard. You only need to let me speak through it. People will be moved not because you are wise, but because you carry my presence. I will breathe through your words. Each time you speak, weary souls will find refreshment. Each prayer will open heaven. Each song will break invisible chains. For it will not be you working, but me flowing through you. Remember, true expansion never comes by human effort. It comes by surrender. The more you depend on me, the wider I can open your borders. When you stop trying to prove yourself, I will make you proof of my power. When you stop seeking to be seen, I will make your light impossible to hide. When you choose to sit low, I will make others rise because of you. For my strength is perfected in yielded weakness. This is harvest time, not only of souls, but of fulfilled purpose. You will see promises, once delayed, begin to sprout. You will see relationships once cut off replaced by divine alignments. You will watch old prophecies breathe again. For when the season arrives, everything buried comes to life, not because you dug for it, but because my time has come. My child, in this season of expansion, learns the art of stewarding glory, for glory itself is a test. When people praise you, run to the secret place. When they ask for help, point them to me. When miracles happen, remind your soul, it was him, not me. If you keep your heart pure, no one can steal the radiance I place upon you. But if you begin to keep what belongs only to me, that light will fade. Beware the subtle temptations. As influence grows, so will invitations. Some will appeal to your pride, but are not from me. Some will look great, but are traps. Choose to slow down, pray, and wait for my confirmation. What is from me will carry peace. What is not will carry confusion, even if it glitters. I will also send you to forgotten places where souls have never heard that I love them. Do not despise small beginnings. Where others see nothing of value, I see treasure. When you touch the broken, you touch my heart. For I came not to call the righteous, but to seek the lost. Every soul you embrace, every tear you wipe, every word of hope you sow, it is pure gold in heaven's treasury. Remember, true expansion is not only outward, but inward. The greater your outer reach, the deeper your inner roots must be. The more you speak to people, the more you must spend time with me. The more others trust you, the more you must trust me. For if what is outside grows faster than what is inside, you will break. But if your inner life is strong, you can carry generations without collapsing. In this season, I will bring those of the same frequency to you. They will not compete but cooperate. They will not compare but encourage. They will not envy but intercede. They are the ones I have prepared in the shadows, now called to stand beside you, building a network of light. And when you walk in unity, darkness will tremble, for I dwell where hearts are one. My child, prepare for a new kind of miracle, not of stage and spectacle, but of true transformation. People will not only be healed in body, but in spirit. They will not just escape sickness, but bondage. They will not only hear my word, they will live it. and I will do all this through you, not because you are worthy, but because you are willing. Do not fear the greatness that is coming, for I have not only prepared you for it, I have prepared it for you. Everything you need, grace, strength, wisdom, protection, is already set. You only need to keep your heart in me. If you remain in me, everything else will remain within your reach. And when you look back, you will say, Lord, I do not know how this happened, and I will answer, because it was not you, it was me, through you. Now, my beloved, the time of multiplication has come. Every seed I planted in you was never meant to bloom just for your life, but to give birth to seeds for the next generation. You have walked the desert, endured the fire, and learned to stand in storms. Now I call you to become a sower of that same faith. No longer only a receiver, you will become a giver. No longer just a bearer of light, you will ignite light in others. Multiplication does not begin with teaching. It begins with giving yourself. You cannot multiply what you do not live, nor can you impart what you do not possess. Everything I have done in you, every wound, every healing, every hidden victory, is a seed. Now plant them. Do not keep your story as memory. Use it as a lamp. There are souls walking roads you once walked, and I have placed you beside them to prove there is a way out. Teach again, but not with words, with life. Live as a mirror of faith, so that when others see you, they do not only hear the truth, they see it moving. Do not seek students, seek hearts. Do not train by control, walk by companionship. Do not look for listeners, look for lives to touch. For in my kingdom, multiplication happens not through theory, but through love and faithfulness. Seek those I place along your path, the unnoticed, the small, the ones who cry silently. They are the seedlings of my kingdom. Tell them they are not forgotten. Teach them to believe in me, even when they cannot believe in themselves. Remind them that every great story begins with a small faith. And when you lift one soul, you multiply what I once did in you. Do not fear loss when you give. In my kingdom, when you give, you do not decrease, you increase. When you teach others, I will teach you deeper. When you lift someone up, I will lift you higher. When you share your light, I will multiply it. For light never grows dim when it is shared, it only shines farther. Training is not control. Do not create copies of yourself. Help them become originals in me. Do not teach them to depend on you, but to depend on my spirit. When you point them to me, you build on foundations that cannot be shaken. When you teach them to hear my voice instead of yours, you are laying stones for a generation that will live under true guidance. And now I declare a generation is rising young in faith, hungry but directionless. They do not need rulers. They need fathers and mothers of the Spirit, not those who dominate, but those who guide through love. You know what it is to be misunderstood, so you carry compassion. You know what it is to wait, so you carry patience. You know what it is to fall and be lifted, so you can lift others with the same hands that I once touched. Do not measure your impact by crowds. One soul rightly formed can shift a city. When you sow into one person, you are sowing into a generation that follows them. I used Moses to raise Joshua, Elijah to train Elisha, Paul to shape Timothy, and now I will use you. You do not need to be great. You only need to be faithful. For when you invest in people, the fruit will outlive your lifetime. My beloved child, you will see me bringing to you people who are unformed yet full of potential. They may be clumsy, impatient, or immature, but within them lies the spark I have placed. Do not focus on their weaknesses. Look for the seed of mine within them. When you love them with my eyes, they will begin to see themselves through you. And that is when the true miracle happens, when a soul realizes it is chosen even before it becomes perfect. I will teach you the principle of imparting fire. Spiritual fire is not created by effort. It is transferred through closeness. When you live in fire, others will catch fire. When you love me passionately, others will want to know why. When you remain faithful, even in darkness, others will learn what true belief means. Let your life be the living evidence that I am real. You must also learn to discern between those I have sent and those who come on their own. Not everyone who approaches you has been appointed by me. Some come to learn, some to test, some to take advantage. Look not with your eyes, but with your spirit. The one who causes you to pray more, that one is from me. The one who burdens your heart, I am calling you to lift them. But the one who steals your peace, I am telling you to keep your distance. For not everyone is permitted to touch what is holy. Beloved, when you begin to multiply, the enemy will change its tactics. It will no longer attack you directly. It will try to confuse those you are teaching, to discourage you, to make you believe your labor is in vain. But do not be afraid. Remember my word. My word that goes out from my mouth will not return to me empty, but will accomplish what I desire. Isaiah 5:5-1-1. Every seed you plant, even when you see no result, is germinating in silence. Do not expect those you help to always thank you. Some will forget, some will misunderstand, some will turn away. But keep sowing, for you do not sow to be appreciated. You sow because I have sown within you. Keep loving, even when love is not returned. Keep teaching even when no one notices. Keep believing even when there is no sign. And I promise you, a day will come when you will look back and see a forest of strong souls rising from the small seeds you plant today. In this season of multiplication, I will enlarge your heart to love deeper, to endure longer, to see farther, because a builder of souls cannot be fragile. You must learn not to let criticism paralyze you, not to let disappointment cool your fire, not to let betrayal quench your faith. When you see someone fall, do not judge them. Remember, you too once stumbled, and it was my mercy that pulled you back. Live so that everyone who meets you desires to meet me. Let your kindness be the proof of the source of life. Teach them that strength is not found in shouting, but in quiet trust. Teach them that prayer is not a ritual, but breath itself. Teach them that holiness is not a rule, but love in its purest form. Teach them that God does not dwell only in temples, but in the hearts of those who know how to be still. And when you see others rise, do not fear being replaced. For in my kingdom, one candle can light 1,000 more without losing its flame. You will see them surpass you, go farther than you, and that will be your greatest joy. For when you multiply, you do not lose your place. You expand your legacy. And that legacy, my child, will outlive your lifetime, echoing through generations yet to be born. My beloved, when the fire within you has been kindled, I say to you, it is time to pass it on. For my fire was never meant to be kept, but to spread, to illuminate, to warm, to awaken. From the small flame in your heart, I will ignite a blaze of revival. Wherever you go, the fire will go. Wherever you speak, my breath will flow. Do not fear when I call you to build a community, for this is not your community. It is the community of the Holy Spirit. I do not seek perfect people to build a perfect work. I seek humble hearts hungry for truth. You will see people coming from many paths, wounded, weary, doubting. But when they bow together in my presence, they will be melted, united, and transformed. Remember, I did not call you to build a structure, but to ignite a flame. And a flame needs no walls, no roof, no name, only fuel. The fuel is hearts. Gather those hearts, the weak, the tired, the ones hurt by religion. Love them before you teach them. Listen to them before you correct them. Embrace them before you instruct them. For only true love can sustain true fire. You will see when I breathe upon them, ordinary people will awaken. Silent souls will begin to sing. The fearful will begin to pray. The hidden will begin to step forward. They will not need a title, only a place to belong, a place of light, warmth, and truth. And I say to you, my child, you are the first spark of this flame. Be watchful. As the fire spreads, the enemy will try to dilute it. It will attempt to turn the flame into a movement, the calling into fame, unity into competition. That is why I teach you to stay pure and alert. Spiritual fire cannot survive in pride, for pride drains the oxygen of the spirit. The flame only thrives in humility, repentance, and true hunger. Build your community not on structure but on presence. Let every gathering, every word, every song, every glance revolve around one truth: I am among you. When my presence is there, no program is needed, I will move. When I am there, people will weep without knowing why, kneel without being told, love without being taught. For it is not by might nor by power, but by my Spirit, says the Lord. Zechariah 4:6. I will turn your prayer meetings into battlefields of miracles, not of spectacle, but of heart transformation. I will turn simple songs into the sound of heaven's waves. I will turn small gatherings into great deliverances. And in the hidden places no one sees, I will rekindle the hope of a generation. Teach your community to walk in unity. For wherever division exists, the Spirit is restrained. Unity is not sameness, it is many hearts moving toward the same Lord. Teach them not to see one another through the eyes of flesh, but through the eyes of grace. When one is weak, lift them. When one stumbles, cover them. When one is blessed, rejoice with them. When one is hurting, weep with them. For my body is strong only when its members learn to endure together. I will place within you the spirit of a builder, not a leader, as the world defines it. Leadership in my kingdom does not mean standing above others, but bowing lower. The greatest among you will be the one who serves. When you wash the feet of others, I will wash your soul. When you accept loss to preserve peace, I will fight on your behalf. When you humble yourself to lift another, I will raise you up with my hand. For in my kingdom, strength is not found in position, but in love. My child, I will also teach you the art of co-laboring, for no one person carries everything. I give one the gift of wisdom, another the gift of healing, another the gift of intercession, and another the gift of song. When you move together, my light will shine in many colors, like a rainbow after the storm. Do not control but coordinate. Do not compare but honor. Do not doubt but trust. When your hearts and voices align, heaven will listen. I will turn your community into a broadcasting station of light, not a shelter for those escaping life, but a training ground for those who are sent. You will see the ones you have taught go forth to distant lands, carrying fire to faraway places. Do not hold them back. Bless them. They are not leaving you. They are carrying you farther. For when you send one, you multiply yourself. And when you multiply yourself, I multiply my kingdom. There will be moments when the flame seems weak, when your community feels weary. In those times, do not try to revive them with shallow encouragement. Return to the source. Call upon me. I will breathe again. I will bring life again. I will renew every heart. For fire does not come from effort. It comes from breath. When you kneel, I will rekindle it. When you sing in the night, I will send my wind. When you weep in my presence, I will pour oil upon you. Never allow this fire to become a dead legacy, a memory of what once was. Keep it alive. Keep it burning. Teach your community that spiritual life is not a destination but a current. When they stop praying, the fire fades. When they stop worshiping, the oil runs dry. When they stop loving, ashes cover the light. Therefore remind them, keep the lamp burning. My child, in this generation I am raising small communities with great power, not grand organizations but small gatherings that hear my voice, not loud assemblies but quiet spaces filled with my authority, not famous figures but hidden ones who are faithful. And you, my beloved, will be a link in this divine network of light. From place to place, I will connect these flames together. None of you will be the center. I alone am the center. When you stand united, a spiritual wave will sweep across the earth. I will reach lands untouched by the media souls forgotten by religion and even those who once rejected me. And you will see light spreads not through planning but through authentic fire. When I say spread the fire, I am not only speaking of others, I am also reigniting the deepest part of you. Perhaps you are tired, perhaps you have lost your flame even in the very work I gave you. But today I say, let me rekindle it. Do not try to ignite it on your own, for your fire is not enough. Let me touch, ignite, breathe, and move. When I set you aflame again, you will once more set many others ablaze. Prepare yourself, for I am making you a torch for your generation. And this torch will not only shine, it will guide. When the world sinks into chaos, people will run to the light you carry. When many lose faith, they will rediscover hope through your words. When this generation grows weary, they will find warmth in your embrace. And when you see them come alive again, you will know that the fire I placed within you has fulfilled its purpose. My beloved, when the flame has spread, when hearts have been touched and souls awakened, I declare it is harvest time. Not a harvest of grain, but of souls, of faith, of promises fulfilled. Everything you have sown in tears, in solitude, in unseen nights, will now be reaped in my light. For I am the Lord of the harvest, and I do not let a single seed sown in faith go to waste. I have seen every tear you shed for others, every prayer you offered without response, every time you wanted to quit but still held my hand. Now I say those tears were the rain that watered your harvest. Every time you prayed for another, you sowed into my field. Every time you chose forgiveness, you planted peace. Every time you chose love despite pain, you sowed grace. And I have not forgotten, I have never forgotten the seeds planted through sacrifice. You thought you were simply living, but you were planting an entire field of life. Now I send my wind upon it. That wind will move through every stalk of golden grain in your soul. You will see those for whom you once interceded begin to return. You will hear words of gratitude from places you once thought barren. You will watch closed doors open, not because you knocked, but because my time has come. The harvest is not only a season of joy, it is also a season of responsibility. When blessings arrive, I do not want you to merely admire them. I want you to steward and share them. Your harvest is not for storing up, but for distributing. For the blessing I give is never meant for one person alone. It always carries within it the power to multiply. When you hoard it, it withers. When you give it, it grows. My child, be watchful in this harvest season, for it will also test your heart. When the results appear, the enemy will whisper, "You did this." But I say it was not by your strength, but by my grace. You are the caretaker of the soil. I am the one who makes it grow. Keep your heart tender, so that when glory comes, it will not harden you. Give the glory back to me, and I will send more harvests to you. You will also witness the unexpected people to whom you once spoke words you thought were forgotten will return and say, "Those words saved me." You will realize that my seed never dies. It may lie silent for years, but when its time comes, it will rise stronger than when first planted. My child, do not measure the strength of a seed by a moment. See it through the eyes of eternity. And I say to you, this is not only your harvest season, it is the season of kingdom inheritance. A season in which I will place into your hands the keys of continuation, not only to reap, but to pass on. Everything I have done in you will now flow through you into those who come after you. Prepare yourself, for I am bringing to you the heirs of your fire, the young ones full of zeal, sometimes unrefined, yet carrying within them the same flame I first kindled in you. You are not merely a harvester, you are a torchbearer. True legacy is not found in the structures you build, but in the people you build. Everything I have taught you, steadfastness, wisdom, faith in the wilderness, and the voice born in stillness, pass these on. Give them not just knowledge, but a spirit refined through fire. Do not merely teach them what to do, teach them how to listen. Do not only give them skills, give them hearts that know how to serve. A generation is waiting, a generation hungry for what is real, no longer satisfied with empty religion. They are not seeking another sermon. They are seeking someone who lives what they believe. They are not drawn to stages but to presence. And I am calling you to become a spiritual father and mother to that generation, not by age but by maturity in the spirit. You will see them come to you not because you promote yourself but because the light within you draws them. You will not need to call them. They will come driven by a hunger they cannot explain. When they arrive, do not hand them quick answers. Lead them to me. Do not make them your followers. Make them mine. When they learn to hear my voice, I will take them farther than you have ever gone, to places you could not reach, to finish the work you began. My child, do not fear the rising of a new generation. It is not replacement, it is continuation. You have sown, they will reap more. You have opened the way, they will walk farther. You have kindled the flame, they will carry it to the ends of the earth. For I am the God of generations, and I do not work within one lifetime. I work through the flow of time itself. Teach them to honor what is holy. Teach them that grace is not a performance but a responsibility. Teach them that power is not for display but for rescue. Teach them that prophecy is not for self-exaltation but for edification. Teach them that love is the greatest weapon, and humility is the true crown. When you teach them these things, you lay the foundation for a generation of glory. My child, I say to you, do not be afraid to empower others. Many hold tightly because they fear losing their place. But I tell you, when you release, you increase. When you teach, you deepen. When you entrust, you are set free. Remember, I did not give you influence to dominate, but to create others who carry influence. And when you do this, you fulfill my purpose for your life. The day will come when you will look around and see a forest of people walking in the light. They will no longer depend on you but on me. They will no longer need you to lead them, for I will lead them myself. And you will smile not because you are remembered but because I am glorified. Then you will know that your mission is complete, not when you are famous, but when you become invisible, so that I may be seen. Rejoice, for this is the season I remember your labor. This is the season I reward faithfulness. This is the season I pour out joy, not the fleeting joy of the world, but the joy of one who sees promises fulfilled. You have kept the faith, you have endured, you have believed without seeing. And now I say to you, enter into the joy of your Lord. From this day you are no longer just the chosen one, you are the inheritor. You are no longer just the bearer of fire, you are the one who passes it on. And as you pass it, I will rekindle, I will increase, I will spread until the whole earth is filled with my glory as the waters cover the sea. My beloved, now that you have walked through the seasons of testing, expansion, multiplication, and harvest, I declare the time has come for you to step into divine union, the harmony between heaven and earth. This is not merely a reward, but the fulfillment of all things, where my will and your heartbeat become one. From now on, you will no longer live searching for me, for you will live within me. You will no longer strain to hear my voice, for it will resound within your very breath. This is the sacred union where everything you do, say, and think flows from one source, me. This union is not the prize of labor, but the fruit of surrender. In the years you have learned to let go, you have slowly entered the rhythm of heaven. When you ceased striving to hear, you heard more clearly. When you stopped seeking to be seen, I made you shine. When you stopped trying to control, you became the current of my will. This is the union I have longed for, not that you work for me, but that I work through you. Just as a river cannot be separated from its source, you can no longer be separated from me. You will no longer come merely to ask, but to commune. You will no longer chase miracles, for you have become the vessel of miracles. You will no longer pray to receive, but to overflow. You will no longer simply hear, you will become the echo of my voice in the world. For the world will know that I am real, not through doctrine, but through my presence within you. Understand, this union is not the loss of self, but the transformation of self. My fire does not consume you, it refines you until there is no boundary between us. When you love, others will feel my love. When you forgive, they will feel my touch. When you speak, they will hear the sound of heaven. This is true glory, not a glory to be admired, but a glory to be inhabited. My child, the time has come for you to walk between two realms, not to divide, but to unite. You will carry the atmosphere of heaven into the earth and lift the things of earth toward heaven. Every word you speak will become a bridge between God and man. Every small act, whether lifting the weary or praying in secret, will echo through eternity. For in this union nothing is small. Everything becomes an act of the kingdom. Prepare yourself for something deeper, the stillness of power. Once you had to pray long to hear me. Now a single breath will draw my presence near. Once you had to fight to keep peace. Now peace will go with you wherever you walk. Once you struggled to believe. Now faith will be your nature. For you and I have become one, like the branch joined to the vine, like light merging with dawn. In this union, time will no longer rule over you. You will no longer be bound by delay, for you have learned to live in Kairos, my divine timing. You will not fear the future, for you know I dwell in every moment. You will not grieve the past, for you now see that I was present even in your mistakes. When you live in me, every moment becomes sacred. My beloved child, you will see my presence in ways you have never known before, no longer only in the church in moments of prayer or during songs of worship, but in every breath you take in your daily work, in the glance of a stranger. For I am no longer distant above, I am living within you. You will not need to search for a sacred space, for every place you stand becomes holy ground. When you walk into a room, the atmosphere will shift. When you are silent, darkness will tremble. When you pray, heaven will move. Do not think this is the end. It is the beginning of fullness. Before you worked as a servant, now you walk as a co-heir. I no longer merely send you, I walk with you. When you speak with my authority, it shall come to pass. When you lay hands to pray, I will move. When you declare by faith, heaven will confirm it. For I have given you the power to bind and to loose, not by your will, but by mine within you. Beloved, I will teach you to live, not from fear, but from rest. For only in rest does true strength flow. Like Jesus, sleeping in the storm, you will learn to stand in the midst of waves and remain at peace. When the world panics, you will stay calm. When others fear, you will shine. Because you no longer react to circumstances, you reflect heaven. In this union, you will understand the true purpose of creation. You will hear the groaning of the earth, the cry of rivers, the echo of the mountains, all longing for the revealing of the sons and daughters of God. Romans 8:1-9. You will feel the heartbeat of the universe resonating with mine. Every time you worship, creation will join in the chorus. Every time you speak about life, nature will respond. For I did not save you from the world, I am sending you to redeem it. My child, I am giving you a new depth of knowing, not of intellect, but of experience. You will know me not through pages, but through communion. You will see me in the eyes of the poor, in the tears of the broken, in the smile of the healed. You will feel the pulse of my heart in every living soul I have made. When you live in love, you live in me. And wherever love abides, heaven touches earth. But be watchful, union is not complacency. It is an invitation to go deeper. The closer you draw to me, the more you will feel the pain of humanity and hear the cries of lost souls. Union will not separate you. It will make you one with my compassion. You will weep with those who weep. Rejoice with those who rejoice, and love even those who despise you. For true love no longer chooses, it becomes your nature. And I say, walk in this light. Do not rush to do great things. Live deeply instead. Do not seek perfection. Seek union. Do not chase a position. Stand in me. For when you live in me, everything else finds its place. This is the stage where there is no longer you and me, but only us. When you speak, I will speak. When you walk, I will walk. When you love, I will touch. When you forgive, I will set free. When you are still, I will reign. For you have become the vessel of my presence. You are the proof that heaven is not far, it is within you. My beloved, this is the season when the light within you will no longer be hidden under a basket, but will shine in the midst of cities, among people, and in every place I send you. Yet this light is not a light of display, but of healing, the kind of light that makes darkness bow, that restores what was broken, and that binds up shattered hearts. I will use you as an instrument of peace, not peace born of compromise, but peace born of presence. Wherever you stand, anxiety will dissolve. Wherever you speak, fear will subside. Wherever you pray, the ground will be healed. You will carry the breath of heaven, and simply by your presence I will dwell there. For I have not sent you to argue, but to bring peace into chaos. This world is fractured because hearts have grown distant, but I am doing something new. I am raising up those who carry the oil of reconciliation. You are one of them. You are not sent to judge, but to heal, not to condemn, but to restore. I will cause you to see beyond every action, every sin, every wound, to hear the cry underneath the longing to be loved, accepted, and forgiven. And I say to you, use the love I have poured into you to soothe that thirst. You will find yourself among those who oppose one another, among divided groups, among hearts that have wounded each other. I am not placing you there to choose sides, but to bring my presence. When you stand between them, you will not need many words, for the peace within you will speak. They will not understand why, but near you their hearts will soften, their tears will fall, and the walls between them will begin to crumble. For when you walk in me, I walk in you. My child, remember that true peace does not mean silence in the face of wrong. It is the courage to confront darkness with light, to face hatred with mercy. You do not need a sword, for your sword is my word. You do not need to shout, for your power lies in gentle strength. Just as Jesus did not argue with his accusers, but silenced them with truth, you too will carry the calm authority of heaven. I say to you, let your mouth speak healing. Do not speak to win, speak to save. Do not speak to prove, speak to set free. Every word you release carries the energy of life or death. Let your lips become the channel of grace. When you speak, let my spirit choose the words. When you are silent, let me speak through the stillness. For it is not the one who speaks much who carries power, but the one who speaks at the right time who carries authority. My beloved child, I will send you into places where hope has been lost, not for you to blend into despair, but to reignite faith. You will find yourself drawn into conversations where everyone has already given up, and I will whisper, "Speak now." And when you open your mouth, even a single word will shatter the atmosphere of hopelessness. For that word will not come from you, but from me. It will carry the breath of life itself. You will see me use you as a stream in the desert. The thirsty will come to you to drink not of knowledge, but of presence. When you pray for them, you will not need many words, for the moment your hand rests upon their shoulder, they will feel my touch. When you listen to them, they will sense that I am listening through you. When you smile, they will feel that I am smiling upon them. For you and I have become one, and everything you do now bears my mark. My child, the healing I send through you will not be only for individuals, but for the land itself. You will find yourself sent to places scarred by war, oppression, and injustice. You will not carry weapons, but my word and unfailing love. When you pray, I will shake the ground. When you raise your hand, I will open the heavens, not to display power, but to restore divine order upon the earth. You will carry the mantle of restoration. Where there are ruins, you will rebuild. Where there are ashes, you will call forth beauty. Where there is loss, you will breathe hope again. And you will do this not by strategy, but by living love. For when true love is present, it does not need method, it heals by its very being. Let my love flow through you without fear of being misused. Do not measure who deserves love, for I have never done so with you. Love until love becomes your nature. Forgive until there is nothing left to forgive. Be patient until you lose count of how many times you have endured. For this is how you manifest heaven on earth. You will learn that true unity is not the fruit of effort, but the reflection of love. When you love without holding back, you are one with me. When you kneel to wash another's feet, you become like the one who once knelt to wash yours. When you choose the narrow path over recognition, you walk in my footsteps. And when you dare to love the unlovable, I say, heaven is revealing itself through you. My child, I will give you the wisdom of silence. There will be moments when you long to speak, but I will say, be still and let me speak through your presence. For there are places words cannot reach, only a gaze filled with compassion can. When you stand among the wounded, you will not need to teach them, only to be there, allowing my breath to flow through yours. Now you will understand why I kept you hidden all these years, not to restrain you, but to establish you. For had I released you too soon, the world would have seen you, but not me. Yet now when they look at you, they will see me in you. Every scar, every wound, every crack in your soul has become a mark of mercy. And through those very cracks my light will shine like treasure in jars of clay, 2 Corinthians 4:7. Let me use you as the fragrance of my kingdom. When you walk, the air will shift. When you speak, burdens will lift. When you pray, the heavens will open. When you are silent, I will reveal myself. For my glory no longer surrounds you. It lives within you and radiates through you. This is the stage where holiness is no longer a struggle but your nature. You no longer avoid sin, you dwell in the greater attraction of my presence. When you are captivated by me, sin loses its power. When you are satisfied with my goodness, you hunger no more for the world's illusions. You have been transformed, not by rule, but by love. And I say, this is the glory Moses glimpsed from afar, the mystery the prophets longed to see, the perfect union between Creator and creation. You are not merely a bearer of the message, you are the message. Every step you take is a declaration, every embrace, every act of forgiveness, every gesture of love, all proclaim the same truth: heaven is here. My beloved, now that you have walked through the fires of refinement, the seasons of expansion, multiplication, harvest, and union, I declare the time of return has come. Not a return to a place, but a return into me. This is the journey. Every faithful soul is called to the journey back to the original source of life, where all things began and where all things are fulfilled. From the beginning I engraved your name on the palms of my hands, Isaiah 49:1-6. Every step you took, every tear, every sigh, every whispered prayer has never been forgotten. You were never merely a soul passing through the earth, you were my breath sent into a temporary vessel. And now, as your work draws near completion, as the flame within you has been passed to another generation, I say, return into my rest. Do not fear the word ending, for in me there is no end, only transformation. Just as the grain of wheat falls into the ground to produce many others, your soul too is being sown into time to birth new seasons of glory. You do not disappear. You become part of the eternal light. Every act of love you've done, every prayer whispered in secret, every seed of faithfulness sown in tears, all now flow into the eternal river of grace. I know you have asked me, when will I arrive? And now I say, the destination is not ahead of you, it is in me. Every step of obedience has brought you closer to the Father's home. Every act of love has been a homecoming. Every time you forgave, you took another step toward the source. And now you stand at the intersection of time and eternity, where two rivers, my will and your soul, have become one. My beloved child, you have lived through seasons of storm, wept through long nights, and endured faithfully when no one was watching. But every pain, my child, was not meaningless. It was the labor of eternal birth. You have not suffered in vain. Through your obedience, your intercession, and every tear of love, you have birthed souls, lives, and generations you have never met. Every act of surrender has become a thread woven into the great tapestry of eternal glory. In this stage, you will begin to feel a holy stillness surrounding you, not the silence of loss, but the stillness of fulfillment. You will no longer chase after miracles, for your life itself has become one. You will no longer search for answers, for every question has melted into love. You will no longer feel the need to prove your worth, for you know your worth is me living within you. This is the season I call rest in the light, not the end of work, but working from rest. In this place, everything you do flows effortlessly because you and I are no longer separate. Just as sunlight does not strive to shine, you will not strive to serve, for service has become the natural breath of your united soul. Every act, whether lifting another, writing a word, or singing a song, will become pure worship. When you live in this rest, death loses its power. It is no longer an enemy, but a doorway into eternity. As Paul wrote, "To live is Christ, and to die is gain." Philippians 1:2-1. You will no longer fear time, for you have entered the realm where time bows to eternity. You will not fear loss, for in me nothing is truly lost. You have become the friend of the Eternal One. I no longer call you servant, for a servant does not know his master's business. I call you friend, for I have revealed everything in my heart to you. John 1:5-1:5. You have learned to hear my voice in silence, to walk without seeing, to believe, even when everything broke apart, and in that you have become like me. Everything you have sown has now blossomed. Every promise I made has come true. Every dream you once held has been transformed not into what you imagined, but into the perfect beauty of my will. You have passed through trials, held your faith firm, and now you walk in the light of everlasting reward. My child, your reward is not a crown of gold nor a throne of splendor. It is a perfect union with me. Every longing, every fear, every hope dissolves into the ocean of my love. Here you no longer ask, no longer seek, no longer strive. You simply are. And this light does not erase you. It makes you radiant beyond measure. This is completion, but not the end. For love never stops expanding. It only deepens. From now on, you will live as one sent in glory, breathing heaven into every space, every heart, every corner of the world that still yearns for light. You will no longer need to prepare, for you are the message. You will no longer need to study, for you have become the embodiment of truth. You are living proof that heaven is not distant, that God is not confined above, that love is not an idea, but a living presence pulsing within the heart of every believer. You are evidence that all I have promised is true, that grace is stronger than sin, that light is stronger than darkness, and that love is stronger than death. And now, my beloved, rest not to withdraw, but to dwell forever in my current. From this moment on, you will no longer work for God, but live with God. You will no longer look up from afar, but look outward from within. You will no longer wait for heaven to come, for heaven is within you, and you within heaven. This is the fulfillment of every promise, every trial, every tear, every song, and I who began the good work in you will complete it in glory. Philippians 1:6. For you are my masterpiece, formed by my hand, redeemed by my blood, sustained by my spirit, and destined to reflect my glory forever. My child, enter now into the joy of your Lord. Step into the light that never fades. Let your soul melt into the eternal song where there is no pain, no fear, no tears, only pure love, radiant light, and life unending. And as you stand in that light, you will hear my voice no longer from afar, but rising from within your own soul. Well done, my good and faithful servant. Enter into the joy of your master. Thank you for listening to today's message. Remember to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so we can continue walking together in the living word, building unshakable faith, and abiding in the boundless love of God.